Welcome to part 2 of my little makeup series where we talk about each step of our makeup, the steps that we apply them, as well as what products we should be buying for our skin type and our interest in how we want our makeup to look for each step. That was a lot of words. We are on to part 2. We are doing foundation. Step 1 is primer. Always prime your face first. And now we're going on to foundation. This step order is considering you are not doing some crazy bold eye look. Because if I was going to do some crazy eye look, cut crease, glitter, whatever, I always do my eyes first. So if there's any fallout, I just wipe it off. So if that is what you're going for today, then do your eyes first before you do your primer, foundation, and everything else. Because after all the hard work you do of perfecting your base, you don't want to have to screw it up with all this fallout of eyeshadow and whatnot. Otherwise, if this is just an everyday makeup routine, we're doing primer and then part 2, foundation. I have one face and about 500 foundations. I have a literal drawer of foundations. I have so much because I am makeup obsessed. I'm always checking out what's going on new. Please don't fall victim to overconsumption like everyone else. You literally need one foundation. But what foundation do you need? We're going to talk about that. Primer, foundation, and concealer are the most important parts of your makeup because that's very determined on your skin type and what you're looking to achieve with your makeup look. We spoke a bunch in the primer video on this is where you're going to target the first steps of what your problems are with your skin or what you're trying to achieve. Foundation is the second one to like reinforce that. So if you are very, very dry, you're going to want a hydrating foundation. If you are very, very oily, you're going to want a mattifying, oil resistant foundation. If you're normal, you can just get a basic foundation that's going to kind of hit all the marks. If you want skincare in them, there are so many options, a million different kinds. And then you get into the application type. Do you want a stick foundation that you kind of just wipe on your face so you're good to go out the door immediately? Do you want a liquid foundation? Do you want something in a pot? Like there are so many different things. So every single step of this needs to be considered when you're thinking of what foundation you want. If you are oily and you have a lot of pigmentation you want to cover, the first foundation that comes to mind always that I'm going to recommend is the NARS. This is the Radiant Longwear Foundation. Don't be afraid because it says Radiant. I know a lot of people think glowy, hydrating when they think Radiant. I don't know why this is called Radiant. I guess because it's kind of skin-like. This covers everything. It is very pigmented and it goes a long way. This has been my favorite foundation forever. These ones are like newer bottles because I ran out. Like for me to run out of a product and buy a new one, that says a lot. Shaking them up. I love this foundation. It is very, very lightweight. The pigment is there, so you can just very barely put this on your skin. And the pumps are so tiny. Like one pump of this and that's what you get. Just because there is so much pigmentation and it goes a long way. I love this foundation. This is perfectly great for covering anything on your face. I only have one skin type, which is just my face. So I don't have every single kind of foundation for each different kind of like problem that you might want to target. So I will insert clips and some voiceovers for other ones that I suggest. I'm not buying ones for super, super oily people because I don't have oily skin. I am very dry.
When I think oily, these are the first ones that come to mind. I wanted to include some high-end as well as some drugstore options. Estee Lauder has been around for millennia and it is amazing. The one size is specifically for oily skin, as well as the two L'Oreal Infallible, especially the Pro Matte. They're all really great options.
These two foundations are from the drugstore. They are amazing. They're marketed as skin tints. This is the L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. This one has hyaluronic acid in it, so again, great for if someone is a little more dry. This is the Maybelline Super Stay 24-Hour Skin Tint. This has vitamin C in it. Because it's their Super Stay line, this one has a little bit longer of a wear time, but both of these have like a little bit of reflective pigment in them. They just look so beautiful on the skin. And these just go to show you do not have to spend $60 to $70 on foundation to look absolutely bomb. Also keep in mind that L'Oreal owns like literally 80% of the market. So L'Oreal foundation might be the same formula as something that's like, I don't know, Hourglass? How do I know that? I don't know. I worked at a makeup manufacturer. It's literally all a lie. Another really great drugstore alternative. These are perfect if you have just like regular skin, or maybe even a little dry. Could work with oily skin if you have like a great primer to target the oil. This is just like a basic foundation. It's not going to target like any specific area. This is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Foundation. I do really, really like this formula. It's just a great, well-rounded foundation. These two, honestly, in my opinion, are very similar in formula. They are very, very thin. They go a long way and the wear time on them is amazing. This is the Fenty one. This is the soft lit. This is not the matte one, the first one that she came out with. That one is absolutely great for someone who is severely oily. Like that one has great matte oil control. This one, again, is maybe a little bit more hydrating, more radiant, more like well-rounded for normal to dry skin types. I really like this one. I know there's so much behind it about people complaining about the packaging. I love this little plastic tube. This is great. Like, I don't feel worried about throwing this in a makeup bag and traveling with it because it's not glass, and I really like the formula on this. This one also has 1.5% niacinamide in it. So again, good for like hydrating your skin. I really like this formula, and it's not too expensive. This one is the MAC Studio Radiance Serum Foundation. I have fallen in love with this. This one is great. I love it. It is very, very thin. The shade is great. I love the pump on this. Reminds me of the MAC Fix Plus. It's just so beautiful, and it has so many good things to say about it. You see all of these words? These are all the claims that it has. This is magic in a bottle. I really, really like this one. It's got the skincare in it. This is great. I love this one. However, this is like serum-y skincare based, so I wouldn't really go for this if I was super oily, but normal to dry, I think this would be amazing. This is the Haus Labs. You can see she is loved. This is the foundation that I wore on my wedding day. If I didn't wear this one, it was going to be my NARS Radiant Longwear. This foundation literally went viral, and it went viral for a reason. This has really great shades. I love the way it looks on the skin. It is just so beautiful. It feels like a second skin. It looks very natural. It doesn't look cakey. It's just beautiful, and the longevity of it is also really good. Beautiful formula, amazing wear. The last one I'm going to talk about is literally such a surprise to me and probably everyone else. Love this Charlotte Tilbury foundation. Now, I will say it with a disclaimer. This stuff is thick, baby. Thick. I only like it if I use a hydrating primer, number one, because I am very dry. And if I use a smidgen of this, like a smidgen, not even 2 pumps, like one is pushing it for me. The wear time of this. I have a whole video on my page of trying this out. I wore this for I don't even know how many hours, and it just looked brand new. And when I touched it up, it looked even better. Like, I literally felt like I could wear this for 3 days straight and my makeup would still look amazing. This one would be good for, I feel like, oily skin as well. And because I'm dry, I can attest that it actually is good for dry skin. It's not like this is gonna suck your skin dry, but because it's a little bit of a thicker formula, I would definitely go in with something more hydrating. You need to find the one foundation that works for you and call it a day. I hope you're enjoying this series of the steps that we apply our makeup in and how we pick what we want for each step. I've been wanting to do this for so long, but I felt like no one really wanted to talk about it. But I really like making my channel to be very educational, to help people who are afraid of makeup really start using it and like becoming comfortable with it and knowing what they like. Because once you start getting into that groove, you feel more confident and you're like, oh my God, I can do this. And this is actually fun. So that's the kind of environment I'm trying to build for people. And I'm very appreciative of all the people that have been following me since day one. I see your comments. I reply to every single comment and I recognize your names. I really appreciate all of you. Please let me know how you like this series and if I should continue it. I'm going to show you how I use my Charlotte Tilbury foundation. That is 1 pump on my skin. I'm going to use my finger to kind of warm it up, and then I dot it all over my face, and I like to pat it in. And for reference, today I just used my Stila One Step Correct Primer. I didn't use something like hydrating targeted. This is my skin after that 1 pump has been like kind of worked in. This is how much is still left on my hand. So again, if you're going to get this foundation, please don't just go pump happy and put it all over, because it can easily start looking like cake face because it is a little thicker. But because it's thicker and has that pigment, it can really go such a long way. And look at my face still looking glowy. It's not like sucked dry. It's just, I love this foundation and it wears so beautifully and lasts so long. Really appreciate you being here, and I will see you in my next one. We are going to talk about step 3. Concealer. And these 3, primer, foundation, concealer, need to be best friends, and they all need to work together because this is where our makeup base is. So this is what really are the most important products on our face. So I will see you in my next one. Love ya.